Hey guys, if you're watching this message right now, most likely you're watching the rebroadcast. If that's the case, fast forward to the 2-minute mark, and then that's where we're going to go ahead and start the live feed. What is going on, guys? Just give it a minute here. I'm just going to give it about 2 minutes just to let everyone go ahead and get into the live stream, and then we'll go ahead and get started. There we go. We're starting to get trickled in here. Guys that are just joining us, I'm going to just take 2 minutes to go ahead and just let some more people join in on the live stream. We're going to get started in just a minute. While we're waiting, though, there should be a share button, bottom left-hand corner. Go ahead and you can go ahead and share, copy the link, and share it out with any other friends or family or anyone that you might think that might benefit from it. It's starting to load in here. Starting to load in. RL, what's up? What's up, man? How you doing? Harrison, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, we're excited. We're excited. Matt, oh, wow. Matt, now I'm nervous. Matt's on the line here. All right, just one more second on. Tommy, I saw you were on. How you doing, Tommy? Getting ready? We're excited. All right, give it about 30 more seconds, and then we're going to go ahead and get the live stream started. All right, getting some people in here. Randy, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, looks like we're just about to get started here. Al, welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the live stream. Al, welcome. Before I get started, can everyone hear me? Can everyone see me? Everything look good? Give me a thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up if everything's okay before we get started. Jeff, of course, man. I'm trying to help. Trying to do the best I can. South Florida, Scott, what's up? Boyd Hunter, tuning in from Australia, all the way from Australia. Looks good, sounds great, awesome. Robert Oman's in town here. What's up, Robert? All right, guys. All right, I think we're ready. I think we're going to get started. I think this is now just enough time here. So let's go here. What is going on, guys, and welcome to another video. In this live stream, we're going to be talking about some tips and tricks that you can prep for the busy season so you can crush it in 2018. We have a special guest on our broadcast, Mr. Tommy Silva, all the way from Hawaii, who runs TNT Tinting Specialists. We're going to go ahead and get him on, and he's going to go help us and break off the knowledge to us. Before that, I want to welcome you guys to Window Tinting Business, where we strive to inform, inspire, and improve you as a professional. As always, my name is Patrick. I'm a full-time window tinter, instructor, and consultant. And if you're interested in window tinting as a full-time career, just to improve your current skills, or as a side job, start right now by subscribing to our YouTube channel or joining our Facebook group, both at Window Tinting Business. All right? Now, I do want to let you know here, guys, that there are a lot of options. I chose Facebook Live because I feel like it's a lot more interactive than YouTube Live, and I like this a lot better. Bottom left-hand corner, there's a share button. In the center of your screen, there should be a comment section. And then at the far right, there's the thumbs, the wow face, the heart. If you guys see stuff that you like, make sure to blow it up and make sure we know. That way we're on the right track and we know what we're doing here. All right. Now with that out of the way, topic of the day, tips and tricks to prep for the busy season. As you guys know, or some of you new guys that don't know, the busy season is about to come. It typically starts right after tax time. So when everyone gets their money in tax time, that's basically when the season starts for us. And that wave is going to roll all the way through until about October. Typically in our industry, October, November, December, people aren't spending a lot of money. So it's important to hit the ground running when the busy season starts so that you can make that money and put a little bit aside for the wintertime so that you're here next year. Let me think if there's anything else. I wanted to give you a quick backstory on Tommy Silva before we go ahead and get him on board here. Tommy Silva started tinting in 1977 as a 17-year-old kid. All right, he was tinting his friends and family's cars. He hooked up with another guy that was basically mobile. He did mobile for 5 years. After that, in 1982, he started a small company called TNT Tinting Specialists. Okay, the name has been the same, but the location has changed and ever growing since then. Fast forward 35 years later, he is the largest location in the state of Hawaii, hands down. These guys are in the auto division alone are doing 500 to 600 cars a month. That's insane numbers. So he has run the gauntlet from small mobile shop doing it yourself to building up this huge phenomenal business. Let's see. TNT Tinting Specialists, they were 2011 and 2012 Lumar Dealer of the Year. And let's see here, a couple other things. Best place to work in Hawaii 5 years running, which is a serious accomplishment. The most recent accomplishment, though, is that they got the newest achievement is their top 250 businesses in Hawaii in 2017, and that was just achieved just last year. So that's really, really awesome. Congrats, Tommy. Really, really awesome stuff, and we're really looking forward to hearing from you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get Tommy on the line. And then let's go ahead and get these tips and tricks out. I did want to remind you afterwards when Tommy's done, we're going to open it up for a little bit of Q&A, just a little bit, so you can get your questions ready and ask. But hold on until the very end, because if you're asking it too soon, they might get buried in comments. So let's go ahead and get Tommy on the line here. Just a moment here. Takes time from Hawaii. There he is.
Aloha.
Tommy, thank you very much for joining us today.
I'm honored, man. Pretty cool to be invited in.
Well, you know what? It's one of our first serious live streams. I've done a little bit where I just kind of hop on and let people know, but this is like a seriously organized type of thing right now. So we're really, really excited to have you on board.
Appreciate it, and thanks for everybody tuning in, man. I don't know if any of this is worth anything, but I'm just like you guys. Put film on glass all day long and run a business that does that all day long with 2 locations. And, we've been blessed to have made a couple of correct turns at the forks. And hopefully, I can help pass that information to you guys and hope you sidestep any landmines ahead.
Oh, well, definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's just because it wasn't like you were given a business and it grew and it's already big. I mean, you started from mobile tinting all the way to building up this phenomenal business. And you do more, right? Correct? Not just tint, correct?
We do everything. Flat glass, solar, security, graffiti guard. We do, we have a full-time graphic designer. We do vinyl wraps. We do paint protection film on cars. We do, just about anything you can think of with window film. And anything. We can stick film to anything we're trying to stick it on it.
There you go. Excellent. Okay, so as you know, the topic today is prepping for the busy season, some tips and tricks, and that's why we brought you, because you're a big player in the game, and we want to know and kind of pick your brain what you think some good tips and tricks are to kind of prep for the busy season so you can have a good, strong year.
I really feel sorry for the guys up in the Northeast. I've been watching it on the news and how this freeze is coming down and you're sub-zero temperatures, and we cry over here like little babies when it rains for a couple of weeks, and that's our slow season, when it's raining a little bit and people don't want to be without their cars because it's inconvenient. But we do have a slow season, believe it or not. You would think Hawaii is hot all year round, but our temperatures do come down. I mean, it's 85, 88, 90 in the summer at the highest. And then in the winter, the highs are 78 to 80. So it does get a little cooler at night. At night, it'll dip to 55, here.
Oh,
So
I bet everyone's running around with sweats.
Sweaters, and that get the extra blankets out. But the thing that slows us down most is the rainy season. Right now from late November all the way through about February, March, we have a lot more rain than normal, and we find that people don't want to be without their cars. They don't want to come and drop it off and have somebody come pick them up when it's raining. And that's what slows us down. It's not really what you guys, especially in the Northern Hemisphere, have to put up with as far as trying to tint when your window solution is freezing. I mean, I see some stuff like that, and I just blow my mind that you guys even have any business throughout the winter when you're fighting those kinds of conditions. So hats off to you guys. That's amazing. So, for me to talk about trying to build up for the summer season, I probably don't have the extremes that you guys have. And I'm just in awe of you guys having even the tinting business running through those kinds of whiteout conditions. I'm really amazed at the level of effort you guys still put out, and swamp heaters and all. I mean, I've heard of all kinds of different things you guys use to make the shops comfortable and everything. But for us. The busy season starts right after tax season, like you said, Patrick. It gets a little better. We take about a 25% dip in our annual volume through November, February, November, December, January, February. So those 4 months, we get kind of a little dip. From March and on, it's up all the way through like October, November again. So what I try to do each year is, we have real unique problems being in Hawaii. You guys might not have. You might have it with transportation in the wintertime as far as getting deliveries and stuff. But what we have a problem with here is I didn't know this until I was maybe like 5 years ago. I found this out, that Hawaii is the most remotely populated place on Earth.
Really?
I didn't know. I mean, I've been here all my life. I'm third generation born and raised here. And I had no idea that we are the most remotely located, populated piece of land on Earth. So that puts a whole new level of problems in front of us when there's a dock strike, or if there's a back order on film at the manufacturing plant on the East Coast. We got to have film stocked up. Especially at the level that we're at. We're doing, like you mentioned earlier, we're doing between 500 and 600 cars a month. And our flat glass division has 6 crews running all day long, 6 days a week, installing on homes and buildings and hotels and stuff like that.
Wow.
So we go through a lot of film. So when we're, preparing for the summer season, which is high production season for the manufacturers, they get back orders and stuff too. So we got to start ordering now. We start building our inventory up now so that if there is a dock strike or if there is a delay on the East Coast in manufacturing, it doesn't affect our production. And it's
wow. Yeah, I could definitely see.
It's an expensive thing to do too. I mean, we carry, I hate to say, but we carry about $200,000 or more worth of film every month in our storage rooms just to keep us going. And not have to worry about not having film. So that's our biggest number one problem is, okay, will we have enough film to get through the summer? So we order a bunch now, and, we can get our inventory up. And then when we order throughout the summer, if there is a lag, it's not going to hurt us because we have stockpile. So that's kind of a unique problem that is kind of our number one problem, because there's if there is no film and you have 40 cars tomorrow, you're out of your best ceramic film that everybody picks, you're pretty screwed. I can't go down the road and go get it. Nobody else has it.
Right.
So that's our number one. That's our number one issue that we prepare for is make sure you have inventory, blades. Everything comes on a boat. Everything is either air freighted in, UPS, or on a boat. So that's our biggest problem. It probably doesn't really apply to most of you guys up there. Second thing that we do is if you're in the business long enough where you're paying for advertising, I know a lot of people are online, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all of that. But we still buy some mainstream media and now's the time to buy it. They're really sold out through Christmas because it's so commercialized. Christmas commercials are everywhere. And so in January, the radio, TV, and any other print media, anything you're buying, specialty magazines like home remodeling magazines or anything like that, they have sales right now. They have specials right now. You can negotiate in January because they're dying. Nobody wants to advertise in January because, it's after the holiday season. So it's a really good time to negotiate some annual contracts if you're advertising in any kind of mainstream media. Google.
By the way, I'm
ads,
writing notes while I'm doing this too.
cool.
Sorry.
So Google AdWords and all that stuff, they don't put on sale, but we buy Google AdWords and we do, the search engine, all the different things you need to do for online. But we mix it up a little bit with a little bit of TV, a little bit of radio. We do if I do TV, we specifically target like the 6 or 10 o'clock news. We no longer buy like ROS stuff that just runs all over the place because with the advent of the DVR, everybody just blasts through commercials unless it's live sports or live news. Live sports is usually too expensive to buy here in Hawaii. So we don't have an NFL team, so we have to buy on, national channels, and then it's really expensive for us to buy, NFL or NBA spots. So we try to, buy like local news, 6 o'clock news, 10 o'clock news, and that way people don't DVR the news and they'll watch your commercial. So if you're gonna spend money for TV or radio, try to get it in live events and stuff like that because there's just so much to choose from now, and there's so much overload with Netflix and all these other options, Hulu and all these things that you really don't need. You won't watch I don't watch commercials. So that's one thing we do right now to get ready for the winter. For the summer, is we buy our annual stuff in January. So we prepare our marketing for the year now. We used to do it before in November, December to get ready like a year ahead. We used to buy from January out. But then they're still busy and they don't really want to talk to you in December because they're making money. So we wait till after the holidays, and when we're calling them, they're like here the next day. They're so excited to have somebody calling them to buy advertising, and then we get to put the screws to them.
Well, that's smart. To plan for your advertising within the first quarter when they're dying and just looking for work or looking for anything. It's a smart move. I like that. That's a really great tip.
Yeah. Yeah, and then also for us it's staffing, and we're always hiring, and we like to hire in the first quarter.
Okay.
We're always hiring. We have 32, 33 employees now, and it's transitional. Some people. I don't know. We've been very lucky to have a lot of staff that stayed on. They're the cream of the crop. I've got employees that have been here. My VP has been here 32 years. My lead guy in our flat glass division is 31 years. My administrative director, Robin, who runs all of our HR stuff and payroll, she's been with us for 28 years. And then there's, it's 15, 18, there's a lot of years. And then there's a gap. And then the ones that come in the door as entry level, as our driver preppers for the auto division, that's kind of our entry level position. Those guys, maybe 1 out of 5 will hang around. And we're kind of a militant shop. We don't allow guys to do whatever they want. We have rules. We got to be here a certain time. You got to work a certain time. You make good money, but we got rules. You can't just not come in when the surf's up.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So, we hire. We're starting to hire right now, and then we'll train those guys as prepper drivers for our auto division, and that's where they come in as our entry level employees. And so we just hired. We got some applications came in today and yesterday, and we're going to be interviewing those guys, and hopefully get 1 or 2 hired. And then the preppers and drivers that we've hired, 2 or 3 months ago, they will be escalating, moving up the org board a little bit and becoming junior tinters. To learn how to tint the easier windows, the side windows. And then the ones that are doing that now will elevate and push them into senior tinter, where they're doing the harder windows, the roll-ups, the back windows, the air film on the windshields and sunroofs, and getting into those guys that are doing that will move up into paint protection and wraps. And so it's kind of the food chain in our company. And then Sean, my VP of operations, will pick the best guys and start moving them into the residential commercial flat glass division.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's kind of the flow of how we hire and train. So we're always hiring at the driver prepper level to see who can make it through the chain of command, and up the food chain.
That's a great one, because
Yeah.
I know a hard thing in the industry is not finding people, but keeping people.
Keeping.
Oh,
And
it's
we
brutal.
do, like I said, I've been in business 35 years, and I started as a tinner. I was mobile, and I've been through every phase of this business. I've been through every single, whatever hat we wear. I mean, whatever hat you wear in your business, I've done it. I've done every single one, from prepping, driving, auto tinting, scraping old purple film off. I mean, I've done it all. I've been on scaffoldings, on the outside of buildings, on the inside of buildings. Not as much as Jeremy Shapiro I seen flip through there, but how's it, Jeremy?
Jeremy.
But yeah, so it's cool to be able to just keep bringing people in, and the ones that hang around, I've understood that it's real demanding work, what we do, what we all do. I see some of the posts about how many specks of dirt is acceptable to you guys. I mean, these are questions that there's no real answer. I mean, you can't have it perfect. I mean, there's no way to have not one speck when you pull a piece of film off the roll and there's 2 specks laminated in the film from the manufacturer already. And that's a 48
Right.
48-inch piece of film that's got 2 specks laminated in. So if you get it up on the window and you have 2 specks of film, you're at 100%. I mean,
Right.
you didn't add anything to it. And to me, that's perfect. If you can get it there, that's perfect. And it's a really it's artistic. It's almost eclectic, this business. It's a certain kind of person that can stick it through and understand what we all love doing. And once those guys get it, that's the guys that we keep moving up and training and letting them. They make more money as they get into the different positions in our company. Up. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
so you get to weed out the weak early in the stage of the
definitely.
Of the
yeah.
line
And
okay.
the last thing we want to do is get somebody. We never hire somebody directly into our flat glass division because, I just don't. I need to know who these people are. I need to know them. I need to know their families. I need to know who they are before I put them in your house. I mean, I don't want somebody I just hired 2 weeks ago in your home, and I don't know them.
Right.
I mean, they could be going through your wife's drawers. They could be, who knows, and
right.
And I don't want to get that phone call. So there's a pecking order that we hire in, and because I've done all these jobs and I understand the demanding, job that we all have, I really reward our employees a lot. I mean, I've built the company from me and one guy to me and 2-3 guys, and then 2 locations with 3, 4, 5 guys in each shop, and we've grown, and as we've grown, I've added things like medical, dental, drug, vision coverage, paid vacation and sick leave, and most recently we've added our 401k program with a safe harbor matching, with safe harbor matching and profit sharing, and the profit sharing is huge. I mean, our profit sharing plan has over $1 million in it already.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean,
yeah,
and that
sounds like
that's
the dream
incentive.
job.
That's incentive that people will stay here for, because big companies like Hawaiian Airlines is one of our big employers, or the state of Hawaii government here, they're one of our big employers. They don't even pay profit sharing or safe harbor matching. If you put away $100 a month, I match that $100 a month. Nobody's doing that anymore. Wow. So when they hear about the benefits we have, we're getting applications on a regular basis to come work here. We've got best places to work in Hawaii 5 years in a row, and we're getting applications for people to come and want to work here when we're at 1.8 unemployment rate.
Wow.
The state is we have the lowest unemployment rate in the United States here in Hawaii. Everybody here's got a job or 2 or 3. Some people have 3 jobs to be able to survive here in Hawaii. So it's a tough economy. It's a expensive place to live, And, you know, for a window tinter, you got to make 150, 250 a day minimum to stay in this game. If you're not making 250 a day, they'll be gone, you know?
Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So the beginning, when they entry level, they're going to make less. And sooner, you know, as soon as they get to the junior tinting part where they're doing side windows and the easier windows on cars, they'll get into that category and be really happy with their paychecks. And all of a sudden they want to learn more. Yeah,
I have a feeling that a lot of guys from like the Northeast are going to be giving you a call, or they're sending in some applications and trying to move over there.
At least from November to March.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, it's brutal. I mean, I've seen cars with ice on them. Oh, brutal.
I know. I've seen some stuff on Facebook and Instagram. I blow my mind, man. I'm like, man, they got heat lamps all around the car trying to melt it because if the solution's all freezing behind. I'm like, that's amazing. I would be in a bar somewhere sitting down having a few.
Save a lot during the summertime. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah. So for us, it's, you know, one, it's material, making sure we have enough material because we are so far and, you know, distant from all of our suppliers, and tools and blades and everything else that we can't get here. And then next would be our marketing and advertising, getting that set up so that it's set for the year. And it is, you know, negotiated at the best rates for us for the whole year. And then our manpower. I mean, those three things for us are probably the biggest three things we prepare for our busy season. Because if you don't have any one of those, we're pretty screwed out here in the middle of the Pacific.
Right, you got to have the basics.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Tommy. I really appreciate it. Those were some awesome tips, guys. I hope you guys were taking notes, and I'm looking at the mic, not the. I mean, I hope you guys are taking notes, and I hope you guys learned a little bit. At this time right now, we're going to go ahead and open up for some Q&A. We're just going to give it just a little bit. I don't want to take up too much of Tommy's time here, but if you had some questions. Go ahead and start rifling off. We'll wait a minute or so.
A couple over there. It says Nathan Keller says it's -5 and still slinging film. Amazing, Caleb. Awesome, man.
Oh no,
amazing.
Let's see. Let me see.
Is the majority of your work from dealers? Okay. How do you get them? That's a good question. Our automotive division is 50% of my entire business. We do, like I said earlier, if some guys are jumping in late, but we do automotive, all flat glass, security film, graffiti shield. We do wraps. We do all kinds of graphics, all of that, decorative films and all of that. But about half of our business is automotive, and about 40 to 50% of our automotive is dealerships. And it wasn't like that for a long time. We were more like 80% retail for a very long time. What ended up changing was one of our biggest dealerships here in Hawaii. They probably sell 1,000 cars a month, and they're one of the biggest ones here. And they had each of their locations managers subbing out the tint to all kinds of different people with different brands and different warranties and different colors. And it was just kind of a mishmash of aftermarket tinting. And what ended up happening was, because they were such a big dealership, they were outliving all of these tint shops, and this lifetime warranty that everybody writes on their receipts was coming back to the dealership. And when they had problems, they go back to all these little guys, and they're all gone. So the general manager of that whole corporation contacted me and said, you know what, we know you guys have been around a long time. We know that you guys, use Formula One, which is a good brand that has a really good national lifetime warranty. And that's when he approached us and said, we want you to take over the whole system. Can you handle doing, 200, 300 cars a month for us? And we were like, wow, at that point, back about 10 years ago, we couldn't. There's no way we could. Our shop wouldn't be able to handle it. So we told them we'd pick up one of their dealerships and build. So as we were building, we got this location, the one that I showed you around yesterday, Patrick. And we finally got a space big enough to handle that kind of volume. And that took years to do. I've been here now 9 years. So that big jump to this location allowed us to get to the big volume and hire more people and train more people and get more plotters and all the things that allowed us to do the dealership work. And this shop, the big shop, is about 5 miles closer to them than our other shop was, which was a small one. So our drive time between the two the dealerships and here is only 5 minutes. So that helps. So so getting the dealerships, I never used to go and hunt them down because, as you guys all know out there, they'll drop you for somebody that comes in and says, I can do it $10 cheaper. You know, and that's the typical dealer mentality. They'll want it the cheapest. The dealerships we have here, they're going high end. They only buy ceramic. They don't buy any dyed film. They don't want the $99 films. They're selling it at $550 to $600 retail. We give it to them at about $350. We're making money. They're making bank. And all you got to do is send us a fax. We made it really easy for them. And that started just snowballing.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, definitely.
So we service them very well. They're one of our largest customers throughout our entire organization. And we take care of them very well. So, I mean, it's just, how do you pay your installers? All of our installers are commission paid. 32% is what we pay out of the commissionable amount of the car, which we sell like 4 levels of film: Classic, the Comfort, the Pinnacle, and the Stratus, the new ceramic from Formula One. And the commissionable amount is what the Classic sells at retail. So the guys get 32% of that because the films, the job to install the ceramic is the same as the dyed film. So they make the same amount of money whether they're putting on Pinnacle or Classic or Stratus. So we pay all our guys commission. So I really strongly believe in commission paid installers especially, and salespeople, by the way. Because, if I'm paying Patrick $25 an hour and I'm paying Joe over here $25 an hour, and Patrick's hustling and he's jamming and he's moving and he's doing 6, 7, 8 cars a day, and Joe over here is outside smoking cigarettes half the time and on his phone looking at YouTube videos and outside fighting on the phone with his girlfriend the other half of the time. It's really, it's hard to manage people and figure out who's going to get paid how much an hour when you can say, you know what, you make as much as you want. And I have employees that make more than me. I'm not kidding. I have employees that make more than me on commission only.
Wow.
Yeah.
Motivation.
When we do hotels and stuff like that, I mean, I got guys that can lay 1,000 square feet a day on a building that just has the same, 45 by 90 sliders, and they can lay 1,000 square feet and they make $1 a square foot. They're making $1,000 a day. So I mean, you do that for 2 weeks. I'm looking at their paycheck going, what? But it's a percentage of what they did and what they brought in. So I mean, that's the incentive that I like to give employees that hustle, and we get to keep the good employees that way. And the ones that don't want to work hard, they want me to pay them $50 an hour to sit around and talk to their girlfriends. Out.
Done. All right. Let's see here. All right, Tommy, I think I'm going to close out the live stream. I really, really appreciate your time. I know it's precious, and we all thank you for it very, very much.
I know it's late, too, for most of you guys.
Yeah, that was the one tricky thing I would say with the live stream, because I called you and I was like, yes, I totally want them. And then I just totally forgot there's a 5-hour time difference. So normally the live streams would be this
early
late,
for me.
But...
I mean, we're just ending our day. You guys are at 9 p.m., man. That's amazing. You guys are still up and talking business. I've been zoning already by 9 p.m. tonight.
I'm an old man. I'm usually in bed by 10 o'clock. I got 2 little ones, and I'm up at 6 every morning. So all right. Well, Tommy, thanks again for joining us, and from all of us to you, we really appreciate your time and your expertise here.
Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you, Tommy. There we go. All right, guys, that was it. Mr. Tommy Silva for you. If you guys liked this live stream, just let us know. Make sure in the comments below. And also, I want to know, Tommy brought up some really great pointers. Your inventory, keeping up on your inventory, and think of it as an annual time frame. Getting ads for the year within the first quarter when they're hurting and they're looking for deals. So it's a mutually beneficial agreement. And then he was talking about employees. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest takeaways on this live stream, that I've never really heard an employee talk like that. How it's like, I mean, it's like a full-on business. And for you guys know, the guys that are working for other shops and not just themselves. I mean, it's like sometimes it's like pulling teeth just to get paid or get, just be treated like an employee. Sometimes it's frustrating. But I'm not saying everyone, but I'm saying there's definitely sometimes on that one. So let me know what you guys do. I want to know in the comments below. Let me know what you guys do to prep for the busy season and to have a crushing year, to make sure that you're here for next year. Let me know below. Also, I want to do some more of these live streams. So if you have any particular topics that you guys want to talk about, also comment below, and make sure to share, like, and also subscribe over on YouTube over at Window Tinting Business. But make sure to share this video with anyone else that might benefit from it. All right? So until next time, guys, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. We'll talk to you soon.